robbery or a housebreaking incident, but a domestic violence. That was the subpoena.
That is how I described it, yes, my lady.
And that was what it was all about. Nothing more, nothing less.
I can't recall, my lady, if we discussed any other information.
Court would just bear with me. Now, what I'm trying to find out is this. You took the, and I'm coming back to security, you took the measurements, you go back to bed, you and your wife woke up or got up at 5 o'clock and you go your different ways to work. What happened then further with security? You served the net, when was that, before you left or at work?
It was, my lady, it was when, after I got to work, I waited until, I wanted to phone Mr. Willem Vos, beg your pardon. But I didn't want to disturb him before 7 o'clock. And I was still convinced it was a house robbery, so between that hour, probably between 6 and 7, that morning at the office, I did research on the internet.
Your wife must, I mean, the security must have been a big concern now to you.
Yes, at that point we were convinced that we need to improve our security.
If you say we were convinced, it makes sense to me that you had a discussion with your wife and to say, well, we must increase, we must update this.
My lady, I can't recall if we had discussed it or whether it was my own initiative. I'm the man in the house, so I take responsibility for our physical safety and security.
You say that much. You say we were convinced that. You spoke in the plural.
I use the term we loosely. If I can rephrase, then I was convinced, but
if you're concerned about security and also by using the we, but forget about it, maybe a mistake. It just would make good sense that you share that with your wife. You would say to her, well, we must do something about security. I'm taking measurements. I'm going to talk to people. We have to upgrade. Or would you just keep it away from her?
I beg your pardon? Can you please just repeat the last statement?
Or would you just keep it away from her? Or would you discuss it with her?
No. That's definitely something we would discuss. If I remember correctly, it's a long time ago, I left the notepad with the measurements and the tape measure on the island in the kitchen. And I rechecked the measurements the following morning. I'm 90% sure of that. And I think that's when my wife perhaps became aware of the fact that I might have plans of... Yes. But I mean, those details weren't important to me.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a concern that it was now this incident that you interpreted to be a housebreak or a house robbery. It was so serious to you security-wise that it caused you to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. You're together in bed again, getting up 5 o'clock, and it would just make good sense that it would be discussed, the concerns. She would have concerns about it, you would have concerns about it. Or am I wrong about that?
It's a fair assumption to make. I cannot recall what level of detail discussion we had on the security measures, my lady.
Mr. Johnson, would you please tell the court about the notes that you made and whether your wife also made notes? You know where I am now? Not security notes. After now getting advice from Advocate Maritz to make notes.
What, my lady, what exactly?
What did you do? Give me the process. Would you give the process to the court? What notes did you make? Did you sit together and make notes?
My lady, I was at the office when I made my notes, and I think I revised them that evening, probably in our study. I don't know where my wife was when she made her notes. It was completely separate, and as I said, we didn't discuss the content of our personal notes.
So must I understand from that you don't know if your wife made notes, or do you know but you made it separately?
My lady, I know that she did make notes to herself.
So she made notes and you made notes, but you did it separately and independently.
That is correct, my lady.
And what happened then to your notes?
My lady, I kept it on my personal laptop. I can't recall whether I'd sent Advocate Maritz a copy.
And what else did you do with it? Did you give it to the police?
No, my lady, I did not.
And when the laptop that you made it on, do you still have that laptop so that we can see the time of making the notes, or can you remember the time?
My lady, I think my laptop was replaced with a new version, but I have a backup folder where that note was saved.
Yeah, it's not difficult, you know, to see when the note was made. That's easy to establish. I asked you in the beginning because I would like to see the notes, and you were willing to share that with us. Is it possible, lady, that I may ask for adjournment at this point just to have access to the notes?
We'll be back 11:30.
Quiet, ladies and gentlemen.